So this is my very first attempt at a crochet tutorial. I have some 4-weight yarn, also known as worsted weight. Oh man. I'm going to show you the weird way that I hold my yarn. I'm autistic, and I'm not all autistic people, obviously. I'm one person. But this is how I crochet a granny square. So I'm going to start with a magic loop. So this is how I make my magic loop. If you need to go back and rewatch that a few times, if you've never done a magic loop before, it takes a little bit of practice. So I'm gonna join through the magic loop and chain 1 just to get my yarn a little bit up, and I'm gonna try to work over my tail a little bit. This is really weird looking at myself crocheting through a camera. Okay, and then this is how I do a double crochet. I'm going to be using US terms, and I am using a size J hook, which is a 6mm. And yes, if you are using UK terms, this would be a treble crochet. Okay, so we're going to do 3 of those. 3 treble crochets, or US double crochets, and then a chain. And that is 1 set of granny stitches. We want to do that 4 times to get the start of our little granny square. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and yes, the way I hold my yarn and hold my hook is very different from most people, but I thought this might be useful if you struggle to find a way to hold your yarn and hold your hook that works for you. Okay, so we're on our third set of granny stitches. I am so flustered when I'm talking to the camera. I am so sorry. But part of it is the autism, and part of it is being new to this. So our 4th and final set of granny squares, granny stitches in our granny square. 2 and 3. This tutorial is already off the rails. I'm so sorry if you're watching this and you're like, what in the world is going on? I did at least buff my nails, so there's that. Okay, so I have chained 1 and joined to the top of our first stitch, and then I'm going to shrink this down. Okay. And if you are completely new to crochet a granny square, you work from the middle. So each round is going to get bigger. Okay. And you can use this as a motif and just join a bunch of these, or you can make a giant one for a project and make a cocoon style sweater, or you can make a giant blanket. I have a queen size blanket that is just one giant granny square because I did not like the idea of sewing a bunch of these together. Okay, so I'm going to slip this through one of my chain spaces, and I am going to find my working yarn. There we go. And I'm going to work over that tail just for these few stitches. Okay, so I've joined through our little hole. We have 4 little holes, which are our 4 little corners. And then we will make 1 set of granny stitches. So that's 3 double crochet US. One, 2, and 3. And oh yes, the blue is harder to see through the camera. Okay, I'm not gonna chain any. Sometimes people will chain one. I am not going to chain one between my sets of granny stitches. And then, okay, we're gonna go to the next corner. Just jump over there, and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we're going to chain 2 and do another set of 3 double crochets US. In case I haven't said that enough, yes, US crochet terms are different from UK crochet terms. And my weird method of holding everything works better with these wooden hooks from Lee Crochet, and also with Susan Bates style inline type crochet hooks. Okay, there's our next hole. Okay, so I find it easier to grip. Oh, there's a kitty outside my house. It's not my kitty. I'm in my kitchen, and there's a bay window next to me. And there's a black kitty walking by, but it is not Truffle because Truffle is in here. One, 2 chains after our set of 3 double crochet. I know this looks like a mess. I'll show you how to sew in some of these loose ends so everything's nice and tidy, but we don't want to crochet over the entirety of them, because I tried that at one point when I was learning how to do these, and that looked bizarre. It did not come out right. So we're going to do things the proper way this time. Okay. So, we are on second 3. One, 2 chains. Sorry, camera was not focused. Okay, 1, and yes, I do get calluses where I pinch the yarn over and over on my left hand. I'm right-handed. You would think that I would be able to do more with my right hand, but for some reason, no. My teachers would be so mad at me when I was in elementary and even middle school about how I held pencils. And they would stick weird stuff on my pencils, weird grippy things, and it just made the whole thing more frustrating for me. So if that has happened to you, you are not alone. Okay, so here is, oh, this is so weird looking at myself crocheting through the camera. Okay, so we, on that last corner, we did another set of granny stitches and then 2 chains, and then we joined into that original stitch. Okay, so I'm going to pull my hook through so that I can just tie a knot here. There we go. And that is what it looks like at this point, but here we go. We're going to try to secure these tails, because if we do not secure that first yarn especially, our magic ring can come loose, and that is not good. So since this is a basic acrylic, we can put this through the wash and it will be fine. I have basic acrylic blankets that I've put through the wash multiple times, no problem. Okay, there's one end, and I'm using a very sharp needle, so that will really hold everything in. Okay, and I've trimmed it off, and now we can do this other tail. We want to sew it in to the matching yarn, the part that matches this yarn. Okay, I'm going to look around the camera a little bit because this is weird. Okay, now, okay, so I've shown you how to sew that in. So I'm just gonna continue on, and yeah, usually I flip my work every round so that it doesn't come out looking weird. It can come out looking pretty wonky if you don't flip your work with each round. And you can start with the same corner, but you can also start with a different corner so that that corner is not kind of bunchy from all of the knots. Okay, so this is a different yarn, but it's also a 4-weight. These are all 4-weights. They're all acrylic. Well, this one has a little bit of polyester because it has the glitter. Okay. We need to join that and then chain 1 just so we get this a little easier to work with. Come back here, tail. Come back here. Okay. And then, so this is our first corner. Okay, so far everything's been a corner, but we are getting to round 3 where we have parts that are not corners. So this is a corner of a square, obviously. It's going to have 4 corners. And then I'm not going to chain. I'm just going to jump right into this hole. So this is in our side, not in a corner. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, which is our granny stitches. Okay, and then I'm not going to chain, just going to jump into this corner. Okay, so our corners are 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry if you can hear the laundry in the background. I am drying some clothes. It is laundry day. Okay, so this particular yarn, in case you're wondering, is Caron Simply Soft Party Yarn. So it has the glitter. Okay, so we did our 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then we go straight into this side hole. There's a hole. There's a hole there. And now we are filling it up with our granny stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and there's a bird outside of my window. It's a Carolina wren, in case you're wondering. Okay, we don't chain. We don't chain because we're just jumping into our corner. Okay. This one's a little thinner than the other yarns, but if you add another round, it will be less obvious because Caron Simply Soft tends to be on the thinner side of a 4. Okay, hopefully all of this saves on my phone. Hopefully all of this saves because every now and then it hiccups and it forgets what I've done, and that would be bad. So let's just 3. Okay, so that's our second set of 3 in that corner. And then we jump right over and then make 3 double crochets. Oh man, it is not wanting to stay focused. Stay focused on the yarn, not my hands. Okay. So if you, like me, struggle to hold things the way you're supposed to, here is a video for you. A video for you, whether it is from something that causes trouble with motor skills like autism, or if you have been in an accident and have injured your hands. If people say you're doing it wrong, but you are still able to make the thing. You're not doing it wrong. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so we're coming up on our last corner, which is also our first corner. So we're going to finish this corner by doing 3 double crochet into this hole that we've made on our last round. And then we're going to chain 2, and then we will find that first double crochet, go through both of those loops, and then I'm gonna go through that loop, cut my yarn, pull through, and ta-da, we have a little granny square. And you can keep going. You can make this as big as you want, or you can stop here and make a bunch of these, join them, whichever way you want, and make whatever project you want with them. I will see you later.